And welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin False, joined by the Sheriff of Terrebonne Parish, Tim Saunier, and also the parents of Austen Fanguy, the young man we've been telling you about that has been missing and recently found. His parents are here on the Bayou Time set tonight, Mr. Lee Fanguy Jr. and his wife Ashley Fanguy. Very tough circumstances. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. And Sheriff, a plea. The reason I was talking with Mr. Fanguy via Facebook, and I can only imagine the pain that they have been going through, and y'all been doing some investigation on Austen. Can you tell us what you know at this point?
Well, from the initial investigation, he was last seen on the 19th of November, November 22nd. Of course, we taken a report and we started doing a preliminary investigation on this. And I mean, we checked, and I have to commend there. The family was working real hard to try to provide any information and start digging and searching so we can try to get some answers. And of course, on December, when we discovered the remains off of Payne and Tulane, and which I was on the phone with them because we've had a couple close events throughout that I just don't want family to find out on social media.
Right.
And I was able to reach out to them and let them know where we were. And then I think this last one on the 28th, I think he had we talked about where, he had a feeling about it. And at first I thought everything was gonna, but then when we started looking at the evidence and everything, it kind of led to where we were able to get an ID.
And you've always been sensitive to that, Sheriff, and it's very important. We want to be sensitive here on the Bayou Time set because for parents to join us, it's a plea to the public to try to help with this investigation because certainly if you can imagine being out there and this was your child, you'd want some closure. So I want to turn to the parents at this point and talk about, first of all, our sincerest condolences. It's unbelievable what you are going through. And how have you been coping with it? How are you getting through?
I guess you could say just the support from our friends, our church group. Sheriff Saunier has been very, very, I mean, we can't thank him enough just for the hand that he had in this to make sure from a personal standpoint that we were okay and that we were getting what we needed from the sheriff's department. And but I mean, the number one thing that got us through it is obviously our faith. Just sticking it together with making sure that her and I was on the same page and supporting each other. That's basically where our faith is where what kept us grounded.
Yeah, I can only imagine, Ashley, of the feelings that a mother would have in this situation. And the reason, and I want to make it very clear to the public, the reason we're here is because we need your help. We need information on this. And Sheriff's working hard, law enforcement's working hard, but we need some more answers to the questions. So, Ashley, what kind of child was Austen?
Austin was, he was a quiet kid. He was a good kid, very artistic, a mama's boy. He liked sports. Yeah.
And I see Lee handed me the service card, and it was also on Facebook, and we're gonna put it up in post. But it's actually a great artwork on the front. Austen designed this himself, didn't he?
He did.
So he's pretty talented.
He was very talented.
Tell me about the family, because not only does this type of news affect you all, affect law enforcement, but he has a younger family member and he has children.
Mm-hmm.
How many total?
Well,
Two kids.
Two kids. He's got a 10-year-old brother, who he adored, obviously. And then he's got a 3-year-old daughter as well as a 2-year-old son. And man, was he a good dad. He the love that he gave to his kids was awesome. He was a great father.
And if you don't mind me asking, how are they holding up?
the kids, obviously at their age, they're they're a little bit too young to understand what's going on, but we can all agree that a kid does sense the loss. A kid does sense whenever their loved ones are going through something, and their mother is struggling the way, excuse me, struggling the way you would expect. I mean, she lost the father of her kids, and now she's a single mother, now trying to get through life on her own. But me and Ashley and our family, we will make sure that we're there for her and help her in any other way. And she has family as well, and but they're holding up as to be expected.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. We've seen things of this nature before, but there's always somebody out there who is watching that is weighing something on their mind that eventually it gets to their conscience and they come forward, and that's what we're hoping today.
And that's why we put it out there. And I mean, they can call Crime Stoppers or call 876-2500. Any additional information. Investigation is open, and any information we can get to help this family, and we can help this family get through this, and that's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're very seasoned in that, but it becomes personal too, doesn't it? I know your involvement with the family. Y'all become a part of the investigation, a part of the family, and it makes you more determined to find out what happened.
Well, it's like I told them, look, I have children, I have grandchildren, and you can't help but not take it personal. This is parents, this is children. Right. This is important. It's important to them, it's important to me. Mm-hmm. For this family, more importantly for this family.
Right. And Lee, of course, y'all are juggling as a family to try to get answers for Austen, but you still have a family that needs your help and your support. And I'm sure at this time and in these situations, you really find out from the community that you have a lot of support, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's your hope here? And Ashley, what's your hope that would happen from this? First of all, thank y'all for coming on. I know it's tough. But what's your hope? And just talk. And I think it's important that we let the public know that closure is the most important thing I think that you all could have right now. So what would you think?
I think that, Austen was our son. He's somebody's dad. He's a brother. He was a boyfriend. And if anybody knows anything, that they would feel led to give us the info that we need and we want, because even though he was found, that still does not give us peace because we don't know what happened. So if anybody knows anything, we just really would hope that they would feel some compassion and come forward and say anything, any info that they have, how little or big they think that it might be. It might be something.
Yeah, and I'm convinced that there is somebody out there who's going to see this and they're going to do the right thing. And Sheriff, they may not think it's that important, but any
information that
important.
we can cross-reference and investigate, anything can be helpful. Anything.
Mm-hmm. And maybe if we could just give a little bit of his routine, Lee, every day, sort of his routine, that may spark somebody's memory. Is there anything you could tell us as what he did, where did he go to work, and just maybe spark somebody's memory?
Yes, so he was working for Target Temp on St. Charles, which he absolutely, he was proud of that job. He loved it. When he went in that day, when I spoke to the owner, he went in just speaking to him. He wasn't even going really to get his check. He was going to just speak to him and talk to him. And as he was going to leave, the owner said, "Hey, I got your check." But the thing is his demeanor was good. His attitude was good. He wasn't in a state of frustration. So when he left out, he told the secretary, see you guys on Monday, and that was the expectation. So his routine of recent was work, come home, get with his kids, play with his brother, So his routine was family. You know, that was his routine. But somewhere, somehow, somebody seen him leave Target Temp, and whichever way he went, whether if he was picked up by a vehicle, that's what we don't know. There's a lot of missing puzzle pieces, you know, and that's the thing that I guess what's important here is that's what we're asking. You know, if you have seen him after that night, the day of the 19 after 12, reach out. You know, it doesn't matter if you've seen him in a convenience store or you've seen him with somebody in a vehicle. Those things, even though, like you said, they may be small, but that could be huge. That could be the piece that puts something together.
Well, I certainly appreciate y'all spending some time with us, and I pray, and I know y'all are very faith-based, and I pray that somebody out there is watching this and get some information to the sheriff. I know he's working around the clock to get information. And Sheriff, one more time, can we give the number that they could call?
985-876-2500 or 1-800-743-7433.
And there you see it on the screen. Please, if you're watching this program and you know any information, whether you think it's of minute information or more expansive information, please pick up that phone, call this number. Our heart goes out to the Fungies. We appreciate y'all joining us, and we'll do everything in our power to try to get you some information. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.